Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, this is what I want to talk about. He hates his own voters. This is what's so funny. We're going to go through some clips, the top 5 clips that are these aren't examples of him chastising, of him berating people who oppose him.
Right.
These are people who support him.
These are his people.
So
can you imagine if we had video of Trump supporters?
He visited an automotive plant. He was talking to potential voters ahead of a primary, right?
Yeah.
And then he flipped out when a worker asked him about guns. Telling him that he was full of crap and threat. This is a guy who's there. Keep in mind, this is a guy there to see Joe Biden,
right.
And he threatens to slap him in the face. Here you go. So never mind that there are no AR. Did you say AR-47?
He said AR-47.
Never mind that there are. I think it was AR-12 or AR-13 is what Cenk Uygur said. That's an easy mistake to make if you know nothing about firearms, even though you seek to legislate them.
Don't know numbers.
The most pivotal thing there is that he was threatening to slap one of his own voters in the face.
It's not to slap you in the face.
Here's another example. So to be clear, this is example number 5. We'll go through 5 examples. This is an event. Someone asked Biden about divorce. Now, to be clear, this guy was kind of trolling Joe Biden.
A little bit.
But when Joe Biden says what you see here, he didn't know it at the time.
Well, could we just get this out right now because we're live?
No, we're live. I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
What? Here's the thing. He didn't know at the time that it was trolling. It'd be like someone would be like, oh, I get why your first wife is deceased. Wow. Why would you
Thanks
do
a
that?
lot.
And by the way, something that does concern me, we've talked about how he had dementia. Now it's the cool thing to do. I was the Joe Biden dementia hipster. I was talking about it before it was cool, where I said I'm genuinely concerned for him.
Yeah.
If you notice in these, it's him not finishing phrases.
At all.
Yeah, and he, like,
Just going, no, I'm not doing. Oh.
Yeah.
That's how he just finishes his phrase.
Yeah,
that's what's concerning to me. Not that he's saying things that are nonsensical, but that he also, if you look at sort of the way that he is moving his mouth, it seems like his mouth doesn't work, like he's punch drunk. Here's another, and there are several of these examples. There are so many that we had to just pick. I think we have 2 on this list, but here he is talking to one of his voters who has a question about oil pipelines. And by the way, this is also something you'll notice as a trend. His own supporters, if they ask him legitimate questions, he just dismisses them immediately, and right here he grabs the guys. Just watch the clip.
We got to stop building and replacing pipelines.
He grabs his jacket.
All right, thanks so much, sir. Guys, we're gonna have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm going to vote you in the general if you treat me right.
No, I'm not.
Well, can I have
Well, I'm not.
You're picture of me, coming up and telling me you don't support me.
No.
My plan, yeah, you did. You said
I said I would support you in the general.
In the general. I'm looking for a primary.
We're happy to get a number. We can follow up.
That's what I'm looking for, okay?
Just because we're trying to get.
You believe that Bernie can do something by 2030?
I'm actually supporting Tom Steyer.
He got everything wrong in that clip. Everything. No, wait. You said you didn't support me. No. I'm just asking you a legitimate question about oil pipelines. This is kind of the reason for a caucus, for a primary, is to find out their issues.
Where you were.
Do you think Bernie's gonna? I'm voting Tom Steyer. Well, there's that. I guess there are other ones. Like, it didn't even occur to him. He gets in his face. He grabs his jacket. I mean, Joe Biden, he's lucky someone doesn't kick his ass.
Yeah.
That's true. He's trying to beat Trump at his game. They're like, all right, can you give us a little bit more Trump? You know, be a little bit more punchy with your words sometimes and kind of fight back. And it's not coming off well at all.
They're saying, can you be a little bit more like Trump and just articulate a full sentence?
I mean, the original meeting was asking for a little more.
Here's something that I think is an important example when we're talking about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. People say Donald Trump is crazy or Donald Trump has typos in his tweets. Sure, that's because he's emotive when he tweets, right? Yeah. And he tweets like he speaks. But when he speaks, Donald Trump is able to finish his thought. So the people who hate Donald Trump, they immediately hate what Donald Trump is about to say when he starts his sentence because they know how it's going to end.
Right.
The people who don't like Joe Biden have to sit at rapt attention because they have no idea where this is going at any given moment.
That's the game they play.
Like Donald Trump is going to say, excuse me, listen, my wall. And people are like, okay, let's get through this. You're going to say it's going to be the best wall always. Whereas Joe Biden will be like, okay, listen, my wall, Humpty Dumpty didn't do the thing, and you're not going to find him there. Okay, example number 3. He goes through this again. We took a bit of a detour there. He goes a step further. when he's asked about the high number of illegals in the country, illegal immigrants who were deported under open. So here's someone who is actually, he doesn't even get to finish his question. From what I understand, the guy is actually further to the left of Joe Biden. Here you go.
Over those 8 years, there were 3 million people that were deported and separated from their families. Yeah. We had this classification of families.
You should vote for Trump.
Families.
You should vote for Trump.
No. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
He's the equivalent to like the jealous wife who only like, go with your secretary, you know you want to. Exactly. No. See, I'm just saying, we had a lot of deportations. Go with Trump. You always wanted Trump. No. I don't want Trump. I don't want Trump. That's not what I want. I just want you to go, just run into the arms of another. Okay. I don't think you're fit to be president.
His fuse is a little short, you know?
His fuse is definitely
it really is short.
Well, it's remarkable because usually someone has a short fuse, it's cause for concern.
Yeah.
But in his case, he has a short fuse, but it's totally inconsequential because he's just a child.
Yeah, and he can't string a threat together very well either.
No, not at all. Just go vote for Trump. Like, I'm not going to. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see about that.
So, yeah.
Walk away.
It was a toss-up between the number one example and number two, so these are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
But this one is pretty bad. This lit the internet ablaze. He doesn't respond well to, again, questions about his electability. Look at this insult that he throws back at this woman.
So how do you explain the performance in Iowa, and why should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
Lying dog-faced pony soldier? That's right up there with Charlie Sheen's droopy-eyed, armless children. Oh my gosh. Only he's running for president.
Where is this like a saying anywhere? This is somebody who was enough of a supporter to get like prime seating right behind the stage with him.
I will tell you this. You know what this tells me more. So obviously we're laughing. It kind of goes back to when Obama said, people. Now my mom always used to say, "Don't get all wee-weed up," and you're like, "What the fuck? Wee-weed up?" Yeah. And he said that was a term that we used to have back in Hawaii, and people looked it up like, no, that's a term that was never ever used. Yeah. Just like Joe Biden, this is emblematic of the same problem. Where he talked about every morning I go down to Amy's Diner and I grab a cup of coffee, and Amy's Diner had been closed for 26 years.
Yeah.
It's not just that he misspeaks, it's that they don't see any kind of accountability from the media. Barack Obama just thought, well, I'll just say wee-weed up as a term and that'll be the end of it. Yeah. And Joe Biden just thought, I'll say, lying, pony-faced, dog-faced, pony lying. I'll just say it was a John Wayne film, and no one will look it up because back in the day there wasn't a show like this. Right. It's not a real thing.
Twitter isn't going to happen.
He just, people embellish, right? Yeah. This happens. People embellish stories, and I've done it on this show sometimes because we're obviously trying to entertain you. Where we take a story and you amplify it. Maybe it's an 8 and you turn it up to a 10. Joe Biden creates stories about people he's never met, with places that he's never been, in restaurants and establishments that don't even exist.
He's very creative.
Remember when he first became VP and he was like, I met the Pope, and the Pope was like, no.
Never met you.
Pope's like, you never sniffed me, buddy.
So the prime example, this one, it's tough to hear if you're listening on audio. I love how that's audio wage line. Come on, that's enough, guys. This one is it's tough. You'll miss it if you skip a beat, but it's so childish. It's so petty when he's been asked. He's asked by this guy about the potential baggage of his son's ties with the Ukraine. Just watch.
And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together, man. Let's do whatever you want to do.
He's always doing the push-ups. Now look at this.
I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man. Well, I don't want to. Well, yeah, you do.
This lady's got to sign all that.
Look, Pat, look.
Oh my!
What? Okay.
For those who missed it happened so quickly. He called him. He didn't say you're fat. He said, "Look, fat." Yeah.
Like, even was the guy's name Pat?
No, the guy. I can't.
That's my only.
I mean, he should throw him a
bone. He could use that excuse if he hadn't just challenged this fat man to push-ups.
Yes. Yeah. And the man didn't actually. He happens to be fat.
You know what? I thought his name was Pat. Really? Is this not you grabbing his rolls and shaking them later? That was a lapse in judgment. Now I'm psyching myself out because he seems so confident. Maybe he's really good at push-ups.
Maybe he can.
No, maybe he's just insane. You know what? I'm going to go with crazy, but I tell you what, I think it's going to be Joe Biden, and I am really, let me know what you are looking forward to most with those debates. For me, it's that hopefully that Joe Biden at one point, I don't want to say I'm looking forward to it, but I think what will be the climax of the debates is Donald Trump will enter, probably stage right, stage left, I don't know. Let's assume it's stage right.
Fireworks.
And he'll come out and he'll do his thing, right? He'll probably insult somebody. Good for him. And then Joe Biden will come out and then he poops.